That's me. I'm the girl who cried over a mole cricket. Hi, my name is Sarah and I love mole crickets. So today I'll be attempting to cosplay a mole cricket. Attempting. While infodumping about mole crickets. If you're new here, hi and welcome to my channel where we normally do our makeup and learn about neurodiversity, but today we learn about mole crickets. So this is a mole cricket. So a mole cricket is in phylum Arthropoda, class Insecta, order Orthoptera, and family Gryllotalpidae, which is the mole cricket family. The mole cricket family Gryllotalpidae has at least 65 known different species. A cool thing about bugs is there are so many that we don't even know about yet, but it's estimated over 100 different mole cricket species exist in the world. They're found on every continent besides Antarctica, and they're considered a pest to many people. And some species are invasive in certain areas. The West Indian mole cricket was first discovered in Puerto Rico in 1797, but probably arrived way before then. So these large chunky hands are called fossorial legs or limbs. I love their chubby legs.
I love chubby legs!
I made this, and I also made antennae. This is so cute. Taking the legs off for now so I can finish my makeup. Anyways, their legs are built for digging. They look like moles. Similar vibes. Shovel hands. Hence the common name mole cricket. They have these blade-like projections called dactyls. They help loosen up harder soil. And they're also useful for identification and differentiating between species. So they burrow. I love this so much. Mole crickets spend most of their time below ground. I literally cannot open this. There are 3 different purposes or types of burrows. Tunnels, which are deep tunnels for shelter. Galleries, which are horizontal and right below the surface, which causes the soil to bulge upward above the surface like this. These are mainly made at night. And the third being an egg chamber made by females. They make this chamber about 14 days after mating, and they're about 6 to 18 inches deep. Their burrows are shaped like horns or megaphones. During mating season, the males will sit at the bottom and do their little mating song. This is what their call sounds like. This call is specifically from a male in genus Gryllotalpa. It's like a trill. I don't know. The songs vary by species and the females do not sing. The mating call averages about 88 decibels, which is as loud as a motorcycle. They're one of the loudest insects on Earth. You can hear them over half a mile away. In males, one of the veins on each wing is modified with a line of tiny teeth, forming something called a stridulatory file. Yes, wings. Mole crickets have wings. And many mole crickets can fly. Some can't though because they have short wings. Anyways, this file is drawn across the scraper on the other wing as the wings close, which makes noise, basically just by opening and closing their wings. But it actually only makes sound as the wings close. It's just so cool. It's very loud, but the burrow amplifies it even more because of the funnel shape. It's like an underground speaker. Then the females come along to the song they're most attracted to, then drop down into the hole down the burrow and have spicy time. Mating. Shh. Damp soil is preferable. Some believe females can tell how wet the soil is from the way that the mating call reverberates around the burrow. Mating season varies among species. In Florida, the East Coast is usually April to May. In Argentina, mating seasons can last 6 months. The amount of eggs mole crickets lay is dependent on species, but the average is about 35 to 40 eggs. This is what the eggs look like. The 2 dots are actually mandibles developing, which is so interesting. Mandibles are like mouth parts or jaws. After laying eggs, some mothers in certain species will not revisit them. The entrance to the chamber closes, but other species females will revisit the chamber often and take care of the eggs and hatchlings. They have 3 life stages. They go from egg to nymph to adult. The nymphs are like mini adult versions of mole crickets, and they molt about 6 to 8 times as they grow. Remember those scientific groupings I mentioned before? This guy. Mole crickets are in phylum Arthropoda. Arthropods most people know would be lobsters, spiders, bees, scorpions, and many more. To be classified as an arthropod, one of the things you have to do is molt. Arthropods have an exoskeleton made of chitin. It's comparable to human nails like keratin. In order to grow, they need to shed their exoskeleton to make room. This process is called ecdysis. Molting is very vulnerable for arthropods because there's a period where your new exoskeleton isn't hardened yet. so you don't have that layer of protection for a little while. Back to mole crickets. They're actually cold-blooded. They can't move at freezing temperatures. They have to stay dormant underground during winter, and the temperature has to be higher than 60 degrees for them to fly. That's why they're not as common in northern states, and it's pretty rare to see or find one. Mole crickets eat plants and other insects, but their diet also varies across species. Seeing a mole cricket means different things in different cultures. In Zambia, coming across a mole cricket means good luck. In Latin America, it means rain is coming. In Uganda and Thailand, they're a seasonal snack. In Japanese folklore, they're associated with corpses and sin. But in the US, they're mainly labeled as pests, because they burrow and mess up your pretty green lawn that you waste so much water on. Sorry, I'm biased. The small ridges in the grass can damage the appearance. Some will also feed on plant roots, grasses, and seeds, which can damage and disrupt them. Overall, their tunnels can disrupt the integrity of the ground, which can make it spongy, uneven, and patchy. So they often kill mole crickets with pesticides. Golf courses hate mole crickets. And if a golf course is watching this, I hate you. But pesticides are bad for the environment and expensive, so people are leaning more towards biological control, like the Lara wasp. It's a parasitoid, which is an insect whose larvae live as parasites that eventually kill their host. The Lara wasp basically lays an egg on the mole cricket, and then the egg develops and feeds on the mole cricket until the mole cricket dies. There are also parasitic nematodes or roundworms that attack mole crickets and get inside of them and then release a bacterium that kills the cricket and allows the nematode to reproduce. And then several hundred roundworms erupt from the cricket and go back to the soil and hunt for another host. You may be wondering why I love mole crickets so much and the story behind how I found my first one. I have 2 mole cricket tattoos now. I also paint bugs and animals on rocks and I sell them on Etsy, and my first sale was a mole cricket rock. This is what I'm working on right now. It's a death head moth. I haven't done this part yet. I also drew this guy with a ballpoint pen. So I was an entomology minor in college. Fall semester 2019, I had just started my sophomore year, and I took an insect biology class, and we had to develop an insect collection, which is where I started this guy. And in class, learning about insect anatomy, we learned about different leg types. Raptorial legs like praying mantises, saltatorial legs for jumping, like on fleas or grasshoppers, and fossorial legs for digging, like on mole crickets. I was immediately obsessed when that picture of their cute chubby legs showed up on the screen. After class, I immediately went to my professor and I was like, where can I find one? Where do I get a mole cricket? And he was like, they're hard to find, they're underground a lot. We don't have any native mole crickets in our school collection, so if you find some, please share. He sent me some info on their geographic regions, and identifying their calls, and how to use soapy water to pour into their burrows to draw them out without killing them. Also, mole crickets can float. They're covered in a dense velvety mat of short hairs called setae, so they don't get easily wet. And they're also pretty okay swimmers if they need to swim. Anyways, I took this as a challenge to find them. Again, the mating season is around April, May. I live in Virginia. In the fall, I was outside every night looking for mole crickets and tracking down every single bug sound I heard. No cap, I was high-key insane. I'm not even gonna try to make this sound remotely normal. I wasn't even diagnosed with autism yet. I had no idea I was autistic, but I think this is probably how my ex-boyfriend and all of my friends knew I was autistic, if it wasn't the million other things about me. This one time, I was out in the woods around 2 a.m. looking for mole crickets on campus, and I had a cop stop me and ask if I was on drugs. He didn't believe I was just looking for bugs and kicked me out of the woods. I was delusional. I also don't like being told I can't or won't succeed, because my god, that ignites something in me to prove them wrong. I just don't like being told what to do. I was getting a group together to go to Georgia in May 2020 and collect mole crickets, but obviously we know what happened in 2020. So I kept looking for them alone, failed, slowed down a bit, but was still obsessed. 2 years later, I graduated and got a job zookeeping in Florida. So I moved down and my mental health was really bad. So I wasn't really looking for mole crickets, just trying to survive. And then in September 2022, I was at the pool in my apartment complex and my phone overheated, so I walked back to my apartment. And that's when I saw a dead mole cricket in the middle of an empty parking space. Perfectly preserved. Yes, it was dead. I did not pierce a live mole cricket. I have my degree in this. Pre-vet animal sciences, wildlife conservation, and entomology. I know how to pin and preserve and ethically kill insects if I need to. Someone commented being like, wow, it's true you people have no empathy. Oh. Foul, babe. foul. Anyways, as you saw, I lost my mind. I've never had so many fluids come out of my face. I was drowning, choking, took screaming, crying, throwing up, literally. It was the best day of my life. Watch me get married one day and they're gonna be like, oh, is this the best day of your life? And I'm like, no. It's not. Nothing can top mole cricket day. I called all of my friends, just like that video, hysterical, sobbing. It was that same moment. They were all so happy for me because I hadn't stopped talking about mole crickets for over 3 years at that point. The mole cricket I found was a short-winged mole cricket. It has small wings. They're invasive in the US and they're native to South America. I also have 2 more pinned mole crickets in my collection. They're both tawny mole crickets. You can see they have longer wings. They are also invasive. All 3 of my mole crickets are females. I actually have 2 more videos of me crying over mole crickets. They are posted on here now. One is a short clip from the same day as the first mole cricket video, and the other is a sad one. When my friend brought me a live mole cricket at work, but we were so busy that the mole cricket died, and I never got to hold it, and I'm sad thinking about it right now. It was so sad. I was very distraught and I just wanted to hold her. But let's not ruin the vibes right now. This is my attempt at cosplaying a mole cricket. You know, autism is so funny sometimes. Like, out of everything, my autism was like, I want this one. Out of all the bugs, it had to be this. Like that one autistic guy whose special interest is the American flag. Iconic. I know a lot of the world is scared of and hates insects, but they are so important. Besides mosquitoes, they do more harm than good. Mole crickets do arguably help the environment in some ways. Their tunnels can help water infiltration to the soil. They eat other pests, and they help recycle nutrients by eating decaying plant matter. Mole crickets are harmless, but like many other harmless insects, if you bother them too much, they can bite. I understand how they can be a pest if they're disturbing your garden, but if they aren't harming your business or food, just let them be. Please, please. Give them to me. Send them to my house. Let the mole crickets live at my house. They can live in my yard. They can eat my dad's garden. I'm actually so serious. Please. I don't know if you can see the rest of the antennae. Mole cricket. Thanks for watching and letting me info dump about mole crickets. Let me know if you guys want more bug videos. This was fun. Bye.